Okay, so what's next on our news agenda?
Next on our news agenda is coming to us out of Variety, the showbiz publication, an announcement that Jimmy Kimmel and Mark Rober are hosting a YouTube live stream event on April 30th, which is going to be, it's called Color. Oh, I lost the title here.
I think it's Color the Spectrum.
Color the Spectrum.
Yeah.
Right, Shannon?
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Okay.
And
Color the Spectrum. Yeah. You're right. And they are going to be doing this. It's going to feature musical performances, comedy skits, and do-it-yourself science stunts. Apparently, I'm not familiar with Mark Rober. Are you familiar with him, Shannon?
Yes, and trust me, if you put on one of his videos, you will be too, because Wyatt will want to watch more of them. So okay. he was an ex-NASA engineer who left NASA to be a YouTuber. Okay. And I don't know what the timing of it was, but he's an ex-NASA engineer and now he's a YouTuber, and he creates things or does like a science experiment, and like will invent something or show an invention that does something. It's fascinating. You get sucked in. You're like, I'm not really going to like this. I'm not going to want to watch this. And then you find yourself glued to it. And it's always funny. He's hilarious. Like, he knows how to do YouTube. Huge YouTuber, and kids love him, but the parents love him. He's a really positive role model. He's the guy who like will fill a swimming pool full of those jelly things and have his nieces and nephews jump into it. He creates like a mega gun to shoot things, but he'll explain the science behind it. He's a really, like, he's sort of like Bill Nye the Science Guy if Bill Nye were hip.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. He's just fascinating to watch.
Well, so, I'll have to check him out. And what's really interesting about this is he's revealed a side of him that we haven't seen before. And if you go to this, if you go to the Variety article that announces the special, you'll see it. There's a really well done little video here that shows him with his son, who he has been a little bit more guarded about. A lot of people aren't aware that Mark Rober has a son who happens to be on the autism spectrum.
Yes, and he said in the beginning of this, that video is a lot like the videos that he does on his YouTube program. So very informative, lots of quick cuts, funny things, really cool. And he said at the beginning of this interview, he said, I'm coming forward with something, and we've been really private about this because this is the internet and people are going to have reactions, and this is my son and I'm trying to protect him a little bit. And but he did it because he said it's time. I want to do this, and we're proud of our son. We're not trying to hide him, but we also feel that it's really important to raise money for services, and in particular, this is the thing where I'm going to go off, you guys. In particular, he said it's important to raise money for teens and adults on the autism spectrum.
Right.
Because there's a lot of services for little kids, but we need more employment things, and we need more services for adults on the spectrum.
And that's certainly a drum we've been banging around here for some time.
Oh my gosh. And it's great. And we know this is the same group of people that has done the Night of Too Many Stars, but in COVID.
Right. Robert Smigel, who many people will know Robert Smigel's name. He also has a child on the spectrum, two children on the spectrum. Okay.
Yes. And so, they've been doing this for years, and all these comedians come out and support, and they raise millions of dollars that go to many different charities, most of them on the East Coast. But this year in particular, they're focusing on raising money for adults and teens on the spectrum. Great. Mark Rober puts this out. Jimmy Kimmel is doing it. Everybody's doing it. It's next Friday, and it's going to be on Mark Rober's YouTube channel, live stream. So it's wonderful. They've already raised I think they've raised over $1 million, or they're close to it, right? Right. And this is great because we need that money for teens and adults. Here's what's not great is that a lot of people on the spectrum, self-advocates, have come forward. Yesterday, we put out a tweet to Mark Rober and said, hey, we want to support you. Do you want to be on our live stream to tell our audience about what you're doing? And we had already seen that he was being hit hard by a lot of people in the autism spectrum saying that people should boycott this, that they should not participate. And they're, you know, they're saying, please don't. And this is what they hit us with yesterday, saying, please don't have Mark Rober on. And when they explain why they don't want us to have him on and why they don't want people to give money to Next, they're saying don't donate, because they're saying things like that you have to research the charities, and that Next agrees with eugenics. And there are a lot of allegations. And here is the thing that I want to say. We talk all the time here about, I want to listen to adults who are on the spectrum. I want to listen, I want to listen, I want to listen, and I want to learn. But I need for you guys to be very, very careful about casting allegations that aren't true. And believe me when I say that, you know, you're entitled to your opinion, but when you start saying things about somebody that isn't true, that is what is that? Is that libel or slander, Nancy? I'm never all clear about. I'm not a legal
Libel
person.
is printed, slander is spoken.
Okay,
So
well, they're doing both about
they're doing
this,
both,
and
essentially.
it's not okay. And what I want you guys to think about is, we're fighting really hard for people to not say untrue things about you. So please don't say untrue things about other people. I want to read to you from the website of Next for Autism, from their mission statement. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I want to read for you one particular section of this, where they say the programs we support use a range of methodologies designed to meet the individual needs of people with autism. One is a behavior approach is one of these methodologies. Applied behavior analysis has been modified many times over since its inception in the 1960s, and its evolution has spawned multiple variations that bear no resemblance to the kinds of conversion therapy treatments some are falsely claiming Next supports. They also say Next partners with and funds various organizations across the country to fulfill our mission of expanding access to programs and services. They talk specifically about our partnership with groups such as Autism Speaks have been limited exclusively to that mission. Anyone using these partnerships to draw a line from Next to eugenics or anything related to the prevention and cure of autism is doing an enormous disservice to the people we serve by spreading gross untruth. They do go on to say, we understand the responsibility that comes with the support and attention we receive. Recently, we launched an advisory board to include much more representation from the autism community, and have committed to including more autistic board members in the future. We welcome all individuals to question and critique any of the choices that we make. We only ask for an honest exchange of ideas and opinions. Next, we'll never support any group seeking to eliminate or prevent autism or cause individuals with autism to feel lesser for being on the spectrum. As we have for 18 years, we support those experiencing the triumphs and challenges of living with autism. So that is what they are saying, and they are trying to raise money for all, you know, for the very people who are saying don't donate to this organization. I really want people to think before they speak and to research, and I want both sides. I want us to think before we speak, and I want everyone to be clear. If you're going to make an allegation, you need to know that it's true. And I really think, based on the research that I have done about this organization, I think that this is a false claim. I'm willing to stake my reputation on it right here, and I know that we're going to get some feedback about it. But this is an organization that has done more for teens and adults than probably any other organization. And all I can hear is my mother saying, "Don't bite the hand that's trying to help you."
Right.
You know, like this, like if there's anybody here who's hurting teens and adults by saying don't donate to this, what are we doing here? So I'm gonna leave that alone, but I really want people to take another look, and I really want to encourage people to donate to this wonderful organization because our teens and our adults need the help and support and the programs.
Yeah, the cause is a great one, and unfortunately, there has been some momentum behind this false position put forward. So everybody, as you said, needs to do their research. Couldn't be further from the truth that Next is promoting eugenics. That is simply not true. As you just heard from Shannon in their mission statement, they are there to empower teens and young adults and nothing more. So,
and you got to think when somebody's telling you something that's not true and you have a reaction, like, when somebody said this to me, I was like, oh, that's terrible, right? But then you have to go do your research. And then when you find out what they told you is not true, you got to ask yourself, why are they trying to manipulate me into thinking something that's not true?
right.
What stake do they have in this? And they're trying to, whoever is telling you this is trying to manipulate you into not raising money for the very group that you're trying to protect. Something's not right there. Dig deeper. Thanks for watching Autism Live. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now.
To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.